I die a lot, and in hardcore, you can't even die once. So in today's video, we'll try to survive 100 days in Minecraft. Can I do it? Can I even do it for 10 days? Well, you have to watch the whole video to find out. But before that starts, quick thanks to Empress Little Bit for making a thumbnail for this video. If you want any art, you should contact her on Discord, link in description. As I spawned into the world, I immediately turned off my shaders and got my first piece of wood. I then went to find and gather some stone for some stone tools. I saw some coal on the opposite side of me, so I went over and took it all. Whilst crossing the river, I felt a bit peckish, so I decided to gather some fish to eat and cook. While swimming, I saw a burning tree. I thought it would be fine, so I decided to not put it out. For some reason, I started to flatten this area out. I guess it was a nice space. I then went back to fishing and then collected some wood for a caving trip. After the fish had cooked, I found this special tree which meant there was a cave underneath, so I decided to start digging down. Whilst I was digging down, I came across some rooted dirt. Whilst digging, I also came across some iron. I smelted it down and made a shield and some tools. Once I got into the cave, I instantly saw diamonds. There was so much water, and with a door I could easily go water mining. This yielded me so many diamonds. If you don't know, diamonds spawn in bigger veins since they don't touch any oxygen blocks. Anyway, I managed to get full diamond armor pretty quickly. I then found a few more and made a pick and a sword. Throughout my whole time mining, this is my closest call with death. Thank God I found some diamonds to make some better armor. I then started to get things like redstone, gold and stuff like that. I also grabbed some obsidian for later. I then made my way out of the cave, and then when I got to the surface, I found my way to a village. It was very close and decided to smelt all my ores there. To end the day, I slept for the first time in the world. On the morning of day 3, I started by chopping a few trees down. I then had the smart idea of making a diamond axe and a shovel. All my ores had smelted, so I collected them all up and went on my way. I found an igloo with a basement. I killed the zombie and let the villager go free. I then went off to find a place to call home. I didn't want to live in the snow, so I went back on myself into the taiga biome. I found this cool hilltop with flowers and a village. I started to map my house out, but I didn't know how I wanted it, so I just made a basic shape for now. I started to run out of fish, so I decided to go over to the village to grab some wheat. I needed this to be able to breed sheep. I'd have rathered cows, but sheep will help a lot as well. I'll be able to use their wool for beds to mine for netherite. I then headed over to the dark oak forest for some wood. I used oak for the door and walls, and then regular oak for the floor. For days 5 to 7, I finished building the house. I made an enchanting room, a main room for crafting and smelting, and then an attic for anything. For no plan, I think this came together incredibly well. I really like how it looks, and I'm excited to build more stuff in the future. On days 8 to 9, I was wanting to get a fully enchanted netherite armor set before I went to find a fortress in the nether, so I decided to go around killing cows and horses for leather and also finding sugarcane. When I got back to the base, I made a small sugarcane farm. I spent all of days 10 to 13 AFK for sugarcane. This gave me a chance to eat and also chop down some wood for later projects and bookcases that I'll need. As I woke up today, I wanted to grind for some XP. I used villagers first, which gave me a bunch of XP, and then breed my sheep, which was kind of the best way. Then waited for night to kill some mobs, but it was probably the most risky. I think I'll make a villager hall just for stick trades to get loads of XP, and to make me rich. On days 15 to 17, I erected a nether portal so I could go into the nether and find cores. These give huge amounts of XP and are abundant in the nether, which means quick but risky XP. When I got back, I enchanted my pickaxe but got efficiency and unbreaking, which is not what I wanted. So I went back to grinding for XP. I then built some better outside lighting, and after that I got really good enchants on my boots and got some decent ones on my helmet. At the start of day 18, I harvested some wood and my fully grown sugarcane. I then started to build since I hadn't done that for a while in this world. It's just a place for strip mining so I can get up and down easily and store blocks that I don't want to use. I think it came out fun enough for what it is, and I tried to keep the same blocks as I used in my house. I entered the nether to find another fortress. After a while, I eventually found one. I made sure to be super careful not to die. I used my bow a lot and blocked off areas. However, this wasn't enough, as I was so close to death. A wither attacked me and got me down to 3 hearts. Thankfully, I lived and was able to get to a blaze spawner and get a few rods. This is why I hate the nether. However, playing in hardcore mode has made the game feel so different because since if I die, I'll lose everything. I started by making a small nether wall farm in my attic. I then got a zombie in a little pod so I could cure zombie villagers. However, no matter how many times I cured them, the trades didn't go down at all, so I eventually gave up. On days 26 to 29, I visited the nether fortress to find some magma balls. However, no magma cubes were spawning, so I went to find the biome they spawned in. However, it took me about 5 adult magma cubes to drop a single magma ball thing, or whatever it's called. I then made myself some fire res potions so I could go netherite mining. When I eventually started, I used the bed method. However, with a whole inventory full of beds, I only got 3 pieces. I think I'm just going to stay with diamond armor for now. Unfortunately, I forgot to press record, so this is me acting what happened for a few hours. This was mainly for blocks to make a mob spawner and of course diamonds. I also went AFK for a few days to do some chores and eat lunch, and I guess I forgot to pause the game. Thankfully, I was safe though. The last thing I did with my new riches was make a new shovel and sword and an axe. For days 44 to 49, I decided to make an XP farm with the blocks I mined up earlier while strip mining. After it was all built and done, I enchanted and got a few better enchantments on a few pieces of my gear. I started days 50 to 53 out by grinding for XP so I can enchant. I then got all my sticks together and traded with the villagers to get a wee bit more XP. After that, I planted some trees and then re-enchanted my pick, and finally I got Fortune 3. And to end the day, I had some smithing templates, whatever they called, to my armor. Looks pretty good. On day 54, I visited the nether, and god damn, this was a good choice. Look at that. I got a wither skeleton. Wait, hold up. And another one. Heck yeah. Once I got all the blaze rods I originally wanted, I headed home and crafted all the ender eyes I needed, one step closer to the end. I mined a lot. I needed this so I could gather materials to look wealthy and to help me with the ender dragon fight. I need diamonds to fix my armor because it's almost done for. The diamonds will also look pretty good sitting in my chest gathering dust. Secondly, I need the gold so I can eat like a rich person. I need the golden apples for the dragon fight. I have potions, but golden apples will help me so much. Also, I'm not using totems, so the dragon fight will make me be super careful. And then fix all my armor with the diamonds we had found. For some reason, the templates that came off my armor when I was fixing it, so I added them back on. However, I used gold this time. I'm rich now. From days 60 to 65, I was preparing for the dragon/end fight, whatever you want to call it. At the start of the days, I did a lot of trading. This was primarily for ender pearls to get me out of sticky situations like falling off the pillars. When I got back to my base, I made the golden apples I so desperately need so I can win this epic battle. Then next, I made a few regen, strength and health potions. Now, I'll quickly like to thank Empress Littlebit once again for the amazing thumbnail. She's also done art for my channel, being the banner and the profile picture thing. If you'd like to see more, then go to her channel, which will be linked in the description. Other people she's done work for is like Lucky Lane Zero with his stream thumbnail and screens. Anyway, if you want any art done, why not contact her through Discord? Link will be in the description. And again, I forgot to record. Anyway, for these days I travelled, possibly leaving my house for the very last time. I could be losing everything, my diamonds, sheep, and dog, and all my other stuff. Day 68 was in a dragon fight. Me versus a dragon, good versus evil. So, with these awesome shaders, enjoy the montage. After beating the dragon, we headed to an end gate thingy, whatever it's called, to only spawn in a freaking ship with an elytra. So I took it and headed home so I couldn't die. On these days when the world was finally at rest, I went to find the egg which had fell through the portal, but unfortunately I couldn't find it. And for the next few days, as you can see, I did nothing apart from roll trades for mending so my elytra didn't die every 5 minutes. I finally found one and bought it that very second. I then added an unbreaking 2 and a mending book to it. For these couple of days, I started out by pathing out my pathways. I then started pathing them with oak and spruce wood in this pattern. It looks pretty nice, but I just can't remember where I've seen it from. I then took a quick trip to the nether to get my hands on some glowstone for my pathway. When I got back, I made some redstone lamps and put daylight sensors on them along with some bushes. Then finally started to work on the fields of wheat which will go either side of the hedges that run up to the farm area. As the sun went down, I turned shaders on and they make everything look better. On day 76, I farmed a lot. I started to work on the wheat fields that will go on either side of the hedges. At the start, I went to my local oak forest to cut it down for supplies. I then marked out the build with spruce logs. I then put up some walls and a roof. And finished by putting a cobblestone rim on it to give it a bit more pizzazz. It looks somewhat okay, but I'm sure in a 200 days video I'll be able to make it better. I harvested the sugar cane so I can make my farm bigger for future projects, and then make the expansion to my farm. My wheat was ready, so I harvested it and replanted it all, which managed to cover all the fields I had made so far. I then did a bit more to my sugarcane farm, and then found some lily pads to place on top of the water on the sugarcane farm. This took a while. Didn't think it would take this long, but I made a path from spawn to my base area. It did give me loads of spruce logs and dirt, so it wasn't the most waste of time. And oh yeah, I also found the dragon egg, which was hidden under a tree. Also, if you're enjoying this video, then make sure to like and subscribe. And if we get about 20 likes, then I'll make a 200 days. So make sure to like and subscribe. Also comment down below. I know since the Ender Dragon fight, I've done mostly filler stuff, but I'm just wanting to try to make my base a bit more full, a bit more build up. If I do 200 days, I'll probably be making a lot of farms, or Mac farms, things like that. Anyway, for these days, I expanded my wheat farm more and then harvested my sugarcane. 10 days to go. Can we survive? Well, in the meantime, we went to the end to see if we can get any new loot or wings. I found a new ship and looted some cities. I really didn't know how strong shulkers were. They did like 2.5 hearts or something every hit, which got me very nervous, so I didn't spend too much time raiding. Storage. We need storage, and lots of it. So, build a hut, and then turn it into a tower. My idea is to make this to go all the way to the build height and fill it up with chests, and give each block its own chest. This isn't the best looking build, but hey, I don't care. At the end of the days, I harvested my sugarcane. I have so much of it, but I need more. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I need more. In days 95 and 96, I made a podium kind of thing for the Ender Dragon egg, and it looks kind of freaking goofy. I accidentally didn't record for day 5, but all we did was find this horse, which is actually pretty fast, just a terrible jump. Last thing I did was make an igloo. I don't know why, but I just felt like making one, and it actually turned out pretty good. They usually turn out kind of bad whenever I make them, but this one, it was alright. On days 97 to 98, I was wanting to do a few achievements, so I headed to the nether for the hot stuff bucket or something like that achievement. I headed into the fortress to see what was happening, but on my first skeleton wither, it dropped a skeleton head, which I was pretty excited for. So I had the bright idea of beating my wither. However, it didn't turn out so good, so just quickly watch this and I'll explain it better than I can. Day 99. The last day. What did I do on the last day? Yes, I farmed. I love farming. That is the one thing I want Mojang to update. It will be a very good update, and with these smaller updates, I'm sure they could very much do this. Anyway, we farmed for one more day, not to expand, but for fun. Day 100. We are here. We've done it. 100 days in hardcore. We didn't do the most, nor the best, but trust me, 200 days will have more to offer. To spend the last day, we walked and looked at what we built. Igloos, podiums, houses, farms, having fun doing it all. Anyway, thanks for watching. Maybe watch some other videos, and subscribe. Anyway, see you guys in the next one.